Hello, beautiful people. Man, let me tell y'all something about the goodness of God. So during this cold, frigid weather, right? Okay, so there was a few things that was going on that I really didn't even realize were actually going on. Okay, so there was an outlet in my bedroom that burned out. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. And it melted by the grace of God. I cut off the breaker, so there was no fire. That was last Monday, the day that, the weather just came in like whoosh. So then I had been using my heat and I realized only cold air was coming out, right? But by the grace of God, I was prepared because the Lord had me buy heater fans like within the month of October. And I'm not knowing the reason that he's leading me to go buy heater fans, but guess what? I was obedient to buy the heater fans. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. So be that as it may. During this whole week, these past 7 days, guess who was without heat? Rosina. When the maintenance man came in and he fixed the outlet, and I was telling him about how only cold air kept coming out even when I was cutting it off, cutting it back on, but yet it was flowing. He said, well, let me check it. Well, there was a sensor out, but it was so warm in here. He was like, you've been without heat those 7 days. I was like, but I had my heater fans. Like, Jesus, glory be to God, like obedience to God. In October, he told me to purchase these things. Had me purchase 2 of them. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I tell you the truth. So within this week where it was cold, oh my God, frigid, Jesus Christ, I was warm and cozy right here. And I'm going to tell you something else. Even on the days like it was extremely cold, I opened up that dang on oven of mine. Oh, yes, I did, and turned it on. So I went 7 whole days during frigid, cold temperatures without the gas heat. But I had the heater fans and the stove, Jesus. I told the maintenance man, I said, here's what happened. So the 13 years I lived in the house, and when emergencies would go on, my landlord, he didn't live in the same city as me. So he would call me when I would tell him something was going on. He would give me instructions. Like when the pipes busted one time, he gave me the instructions on how to go through and make sure I cut off the water within the house until he was able to get there or send someone out, and things of that nature. And it was during that ice storm that we had here in Knoxville. So, it's just like different things that I learned when I was living in the house. Like even when the heat wasn't working properly and before the house got weatherized and got new wiring and thing done to it, I had to use heater fans to keep me and my 3 children warm. So pretty much it's like my mind went into like, girl, you got this. You've been here before and you had children when you went through it. You was living in the house, but it's still the same thing. So by the grace of God, I dealt with it, handled it, made it through, and I was nice, warm, and cozy. Did not go cold, not one day, and didn't even have heat. Ain't that something? I think that is very interesting. The maintenance man even was like, I can't believe you went 7 whole days without heat. But I had my heater fans. And once again, I used my stove on them nights it was super cold because I wasn't going to freeze my butt off for nobody. You hear me? Jesus, Jesus. The things that you have to learn as a single mother, I'll tell you the truth. Like, no one desires to be a single mom. When we go out and do the things we do not desire to be a single mother, but we thank God for the grace that is on our life while we are single mothers. And now that my children no longer live in a home, Jesus, still everything that I had to learn, oh man, the survival skills to keep my babies warm, Jesus. I just thank God. He is just so good and so worthy to be praised. You all be blessed, stay encouraged in Jesus' mighty, mighty name.